Hello, crafty friends. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Welcome to Stamp and Create with Beth. I'm Beth Roy, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And today is Saturday, April 26th, 2025. So let me just pull up my video here. If you pop in, say good morning. Good morning, Joan. Thanks for joining me. So I'm just kind of waiting for everything to catch up, and I might adjust my camera just a tad here. It's really zoomed out today for some reason. Oh well, right. Good morning, Maggie. I guess that's good. Thanks for joining me, ladies. So, it's a really rainy day here. I'm going to scoot this down just a tad. There we go. And hopefully my internet will hold up on me here. But today we are going to talk about doing an easel card. And I did post, I posted a few stamp sets. Let me just get everything out of the way here. So I asked about these two, and I had the sketched plaid. I have used sketched plaid a ton, so if you are searching for something, you can always search my page and type in sketched plaid, and all the cards that I've made with that set will come up. And I am working, I need to work a little faster, getting my videos off Facebook and onto YouTube. So hopefully I can get those over there, but I do have some over there as well. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Christy. Yeah, it is currently raining right now, and it was 80 and high 70s the last couple days, and it feels really cold outside right now. So yeah, Joan, oh, I enjoy it. Enjoy it. So I did make an easel card with the Coffee with Friends. This is one of my favorite sets. It is in the last chance. I think it's still available. So things on last chance are while supplies last. So that means they are leaving this online store, and they're often discounted quite a bit. So if this is a stamp that you would like to have, let me see if I can look really quick and tell you. My internet is not quick. That's why I'm not sure if I'll be able to see. But I just love this image. And it's kind of like the In the Moment set. I will always use those sets where we have the ladies doing different things. So this is more, you know, friends. The other one, the In the Moments was the lady with coffee, the lady with a wine glass, and then a lady with a dog. So yeah, I love this. It's very cute. I like the greetings. Now I used a different, you're going to see when I open the card, I didn't use these greetings, but they could be fun, and we can certainly use those today. So here's one that I made a while back. I showed this a while ago when I did the book fold easel. So I had done this one to just show you a comparison. So what an easel does is it just simply slides up, and it has a point on the bottom, on the inside of the card, I should say, that creates a stopper so that the top will sit up like an easel. So this is a wow card that really can be very simple. It just requires a little bit of scoring, and you have this fabulous card, and you can layer it up however you like. So that's one that I had done. This is a Sentimental Park. And I used, this greeting's from Layers of Beauty, which is still going to stick around, but the bundle price for that Layers of Beauty is retiring. So if you really want that set, get it before May 6th. Okay, so here's the one that I made, and we're going to use some of these components today, and we can change it up. So I did use Coffee with Friends, and I used a new set. So this is a set that is coming out May 6th. Beautiful motifs, and I love the greetings. So I used Hello, and then on the inside I used this Thinking of You, because I like that it's all in a line and that it's not big. So there's my stopper, and I used the, I'll tell you the name of the paper. I used the Country Woods Designer Series paper. Now, Stampin' Up! Did something really fun that I have not really seen before. They kept quite a bit of our Designer Series paper. It didn't retire. So that Country Woods is going to be in the new catalog. So you'll still be able to get this paper. Good morning, Deb. Thanks for joining us. So this opens like a regular card. You have space to write a private message, but your recipient can display it. So I really think this is so fun. Good morning, Dad. Thanks for joining us. Excuse me. So I did say between these two. So I'm happy to change up the characters if you want. It is rainy here, so I'm really feeling this. And I have used this stamp set a ton. It came out. It's so cute. I love the little fox in his raincoat, or her raincoat. I have a video where I showed how I did a boy fox or a girl fox. And I have used the turtle and the rabbit several times. Lots of times I've used this set. It's super cute. So, good morning, Vicki. Thanks for joining us. So I am just checking to see if these are available. I forgot to look. It looks like the cling stamp and the dies are still available. And the dies have some extra fun, like standalone dies that you can make fun scenes with your characters here. So, and Coffee with Friends didn't have dies. Oh, this one might be gone. This one might be sold out. I think it is. Yeah, sorry everybody. This one did sell out, but if you have this one on your shelf, then this is an idea of how you could use this. Now, you could certainly substitute in any stamp sets you've had. We've had several people stamp sets that have beautiful images, and so this could be, we had one that was a wedding. I don't have that one, but you could make a wedding card. We have some that was like mom or lady with girls, which could be an aunt card. It could be a sister card. You know, some of my older children are way older than my youngest. So they're adults and he isn't. So, you know, that card could also be a siblings. Oh, I bet, Vicki. I hope yesterday went well for you. Yeah, Linda, I do too. I love, typically if I bought a stamp set, I'm loving it. Okay, I don't invest in things that I am not going to use or that I feel like I'm struggling to use. So my motto is buy what you love and you're going to use. So we have to decide. Let me tell you about the components of the card. Excuse me, I'm sorry about my throat. It is allergy season here. So the easel itself is fairly simple. It's very much like another fold that we do. So you start out with a 4 1/4 inch by 11 inch piece of paper. Now you can make an easel the other way. Let me see if I have a card base. Well, I have this piece. You can make an easel so that you fold it this way and make it pop up like that. You could do it that way. What I would call kind of like a, well, it would still be landscape, but it's not a long card this way. I would call this portrait. That would be more of a landscape card. Excuse me. So, you can do it that way. This is the way I'm doing it. It just gives you a little bit link this way. So if your image works better this way, you may want to change it up. And I will do a sample of one of those. Not today. I have a lot on my schedule after this, but I will show an example of that and give measurements and how I did it. Okay. So we're going to do more of a portrait easel. And so it's a 4 1/4 inch by 11, and we're going to score it just like we would for a Z fold card. But instead of folding this part back on itself, we're going to fold it underneath like this so that it creates the easel. So yes, the dad stamps are great for this. I used the Beside Me, the dad stamps, and I think there was another set. I cannot recall the name right now, that had dads. It had a kid on his shoulders, and I can't remember what else. That I must have used only that image the most. But we have several older sets that you could use this with. But when I did the book easel, I used the Beside Me. So I was trying to use a different set. So then I have 2 pieces of designer series paper that are 5 1/4 inch by 4. Okay. And I just realized I cut this one the wrong way. Oh, well, we'll be okay. Apparently I did it on that one too. So one's going to go on the inside and one's going to go on the front. Now here's where I may allow us to change it a little bit because I thought, well, there are so many pretty papers in that set that we could change it up a little bit. And then I have this strip that's was left over after cutting one of these pieces that I'm going to use to help create my backstop here. And then I have some die cuts. Now I used let me tell you the name. These are in my online store right now. I forgot to grab them. They are called Textured Notes dies. So they have all these really cool, sorry, there's probably a glare. All these really cool edge designs on all of these rectangles. So I went ahead and die cut one in Misty Moonlight. So the base is Misty Moonlight. Then I have this rectangle, and then I have where I'm going to stamp with basic white. And then I'm just going to use scraps for the greetings. And this piece, I made it a little smaller because I wanted more of this patterned paper to show. So this is 4 3/4 inches by 3.5. Oh. Yesterday was beautiful here. I thought the wind was a little chilly. You could feel that dampness coming in with the storms that were coming in. So, what do you guys think? You guys ready to make this card? Like I said, it's fairly simple. You could make this very layered. You could step it up as much as you want. But I think the fact that it makes an It doesn't have to be. And if you don't have dies, maybe you're not there yet, you don't have the cut and embossed, you're not buying dies, that's okay. You can just cut rectangles, whatever size you want. So if you want to copy this, excuse me, I am so sorry, I hope my throat clears up here. This is 2 3/4, the Misty Moonlight, by approximately 4 1/4. Okay, so if you wanted to just cut a rectangle, 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and this one is 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. So if you want to mimic that look, but you don't have the die cuts, or the dies, I mean, that's fine. And then I just have a scrap piece over here, and I have some other little pieces that we'll use for the greeting. Yes, Linda, we opened our pool 2 days ago. Or no, what day was it? Yes, 2 days ago. So it was very, very hot when we got it going, and this morning it's very cold. One year we opened our pool in April and it snowed, and you could look out and see the pool running with snow everywhere. And so I said, it is not a good idea to open it in April, but our son's coming in and he wants to swim, so we had to get it ready. But you know, that's okay. So do you guys want to keep this paper, or after I had everything cut, I forgot this paper has this beautiful wood print that I thought, well, that could go really well too. So what do you think? Do you want to keep, this is a pool party, and I think it's trimmed correctly. This is a pool party, and the wood looks like it's peeling. And this just has a whole bunch of different colors, the blues, the pinks, the pool party, and the grays, and I love it. So what do you think? Do you want to change it up and I'll cut some new pieces, or do you want to leave it the same? Well, Linda, good question. We can do a coffee with friends image, or if you guys want to change it up, we can do playing in the rain. Thank you for the love. I appreciate those. So I guess we have 2 choices to make. Let's choose which image, and then if we want to change the designer series paper, we can. So let's do number 1 is playing in the rain, and number 2 is coffee with friends. Joan, I love this paper. I actually have packs and packs of it. So when I saw that it was going to carry over, they have started carrying some papers over a little bit, but a bunch stayed over, and I was really, really pleasantly surprised with that, because I don't know that that's ever happened. But I like it because I have these papers and I still need to use them, and I tend to hoard them. So I did a class with this paper, and so I had quite a bit extra, and so I'm glad that I can still play with it. It looks like everyone wants to do the playing in the rain. Playing in the rain. Well, we can certainly do that. I did say that right. I said number 1 was playing in the rain. Excuse me. You know, every once in a while, I forget what I'm doing. Okay, so we can do any of the images. So what do you think? Do you want to change? So we're just stamping this little piece. So all of these characters fit. We could use any of them. And we're going to stamp on this little piece. And then this is just a base where we can write on, because we're going to stamp our greeting on strips. So do you think you want to change to this beautiful paper that has, you know, the planks that are colored, or do you want to keep it with what I already have cut? So yes, change it. No, keep it as is. So yes is change it. No is keep it as is. Deb, you think it'll be too busy? And it may. I just love this paper so much. I am sorry. My throat is giving me some fits this morning. I think everyone wants to keep it as is. Maybe I'll use this one when I do my other one that goes the other way. Linda, you and I are the rebels this morning, because after I saw that, I was pulling out a new piece to cut some things. I thought, ooh, I should have picked that. That's okay, though. That's okay. So this is going on the inside. No, this is going on the front. Okay, here are my inside pieces. And here are my front layers. So to get started, I'm going to show you how to score it. When you have your paper cut this direction, you definitely want to use your scoring tool on your trimmer. So we're going to score the 11-inch side at 5.5, just like we would for a regular card. Then I'm going to pull it down, and I'm going to score at 2 3/4. So it folds. Now, if you folded it back on itself like this, it would be a Z fold, but we're going to fold it this way to make our easel. So see, just a little bit of scoring, and now we have a wow card. Now, I am going to show you something that I did for my front. So this piece is 5.25 by 4, and I took the 5.25 inch side and I divided it in half. So it's like 2 5/8, and I lightly scored it. Okay, I don't want my paper to rip, but I put a little score line in there. And I did that because instead of making 2 separate panels for this piece, I'm just going to line up my score lines, okay, so that it folds together. I think I scored it straight. Leave it to me. So I just did it like that, and it just makes it bend a little bit. You could use your bone folder and crease it so that it scores all together, or it bends. You don't have to score it. I just thought it gave a little cleaner look that way. And we'll bring our trimmer back out when we do our greetings and our backstop, because this part can be changed to whatever you need it to be. So if we did, oh, happy day, or something like that on here and we wanted it to be more of a square, you can do that. You can change this to be whatever you want. The only thing you need to make sure of is that it creates your easel, so it's up on dimensionals. So it does not matter what you put here. You want it to be kind of even along the top so that it creates your easel. Okay, but like on this one, I used flowers. I didn't want another greeting in there, so I used an image and I just created a rectangle and I put some die cuts on it to match the front. Oh, Deb said hi to somebody. It looks like somebody might be watching that. So hello, Blair, if you're watching. Appreciate you tuning in. So let's see what we want this to say and what character do we want to use. So this is all scored and ready to go. And we'll cut some more other pieces that we need as we figure out what we want that to look like. So do we want a little turtle, a fox, or our little bunny splashing in the puddle? What do you think? You guys want to vote? I don't know if I can color our turtle to kind of match the color scheme that I have here. So let's go with the fox or the bunny. And I do love the turtle. I have used him in a coloring video. So I'll have to pull that up and share it so you guys can see it. Ooh, I see a vote for the bunny and a vote for the fox. Linda, you love them all. I do too. I was just thinking of the color scheme that I picked. And unless we have a pool party turtle, which I guess green could go. I guess old olive could go with this. But let's do one of these. Let's do the fox or the bunny. Ooh, everyone's saying fox. All right, I'm gonna go with it. So I love this little fox. I haven't colored him for a while. Trying to think what else we might want to stamp on there. So he just barely fits. Look at him. That's okay. So should I have a girl fox or a boy fox? I am missing a block here. Hold on, I need to reach across here. Oh, true, Vicky. Turtles can have browns on them. I think I just always think of green. I'm sure I could have somehow probably made it work. I usually try. Okay. I'm just gonna stamp our little fox. And I used basic gray ink for my image, and I'm gonna use basic gray ink for my greetings. So what do you think? I'm gonna grab some blues. Now I want to show you on this, I used light Calypso Coral. I didn't blend it. I just threw some color on there. So we don't have to spend a lot of time coloring if we don't want to. But we need to choose some colors for this little guy. And I'm going to show you how I draw in. I'm going to grab my marker and I'm going to draw in some ground. So I have Misty Moonlight. And I colored this with blends. But I'll tell you, the Misty Moonlight blends do not look like the Misty Moonlight paper. So I'm going to try to choose a different color for the hat and the coat. And then maybe we will do a... an umbrella to match. We'll see. What do you guys think? Do you want a little boy fox or a girl fox? And I'm going to use grays for my fox. You can use browns. I've done it both ways. I'm just grabbing some colors here. Not sure exactly what I want yet. Now, I do love the boho blue blends. And again, I'm not even sure if those are available. Let me look. They might have sold out. Nope, they're still available. So if you want to grab boho blue blends, they're still available, and they're $7.70, which is a great deal. Okay, I see 2 votes for a girl, and I see a boy fox. So I'm just going to start coloring my fox, and I'll tell you what what I'm going to use here if we want a girl. So to color my fox, I like to just use some lines for fur. I have light gray granite and light smoky slate, and I may want some of those darker colors. I'm not sure yet. So I'm just going to start, I just do little lines. In the directions that I think the fur would be going. And I'm going to leave this little tail, the tip of the tail, white. So if you want a brown fox, just switch out your markers to have some of the browns that you like. Ooh, now I think we're tied. Oh, now the boy fox is winning. Okay. So our boy fox is winning out. Did everybody vote that wants to vote? So now I'm coming in with light, that was light gray granite. This is light smoky slate. Oh, I forgot his little hands here. So I literally just put lines. I'm not filling it all the way in. Joan says it could be gender neutral by doing a yellow coat and a yellow hat. Well, I'm not saying that the coat dictates, because my favorite color is blue, and so I'm not saying that. The reason why I said boy or girl fox was because this Natural Tones 1000 is a really nice pink. It's in our Natural Tones light combo, and I like to put a little dab on the cheeks if it's a girl, because girls sometimes have, that little rosy cheek, or that's how we kind of pick it. But it doesn't necessarily mean the jacket's going to be pink. So I will probably do a blue and a pool party, or a blue with some polka dots or something. Well, my concern is yellow with these, with this. So yellow's not bad, but you might not like it with this Pool Party wood paper. So I do tend to choose like matchy things. Like sometimes I do Calypso Coral because I think it works really well with the blues and the Pool Party. But yeah, yellow might be too much. And I know that everybody thinks of that, like the yellow slicker. Is that what you are thinking? So typically if I forgot his ears. If I do a girl fox, I like to put a little thing on the cheek. Obviously, you can't really tell. I mean, oh, I forgot my marker. An orange. So with my basic gray Stampin' Write marker, I was just kind of drawing in. You can see it's kind of dying on me. I was just drawing in some ground. That didn't turn out quite how I wanted, but oh, you guys are giving me a lot to think about today. I don't know. Let me see. Let me do a little test strip here. Let's do some testing and I'll see if I can give you guys what you want. There's that. Okay. So here's a yellow. This is Daffodil Delight. And then I grabbed Peach Pie. So here's Daffodil Delight. And remember, there's going to be a lot in this color. So that's why I'm saying you want to make sure that you really like them together. And it may look fine. I think that blend's dying. And then here is the Peach Pie. You had a red slicker? So here's the two colors. Oh, you know, I don't remember having a raincoat, and that just seems kind of crazy because I'm sure that I did, but I don't remember. I see really cute ones. I love them. I always bought them for my kids, but and I love them when they have like all kinds of cute designs. My favorite's polka dot, of course, but yeah, I'm looking at my color wheel, and Pool Party would be more, Pool Party and yellow are not across the color wheel. They're more in the adjacent, but you could use it because it is adjacent to orange. So there's some, you know, if you're looking at color theory and trying to pick like complementary colors or like a triad kind of thing, But I think like Lemon Lolly is or Daffodil Delight is closer to those oranges. It's not I don't think it's not an awful choice. I guess it's just I don't use yellow very often, and you can see this is why I struggle with the yellows. And maybe it's because the paper's rustic, where if I had I don't have any pieces near me, like just a solid pool party, it would look different in my mind. So I'll let you guys choose. I have Daffodil Delight and I have Peach Pie. And here's what they look like with these, because if I color the raincoat and the hat with that color, I don't know that I'll introduce any other blue. I don't know that I'll put blue on it. Thanks, Vicky. But Joan, yes, pool party and a yellow does work when you're doing like a triad. It's not, I wouldn't say it's on the complementary side. Or at least not the color wheel I'm looking at. And who's to say I mean, there's so many colors. I guess it depends on how you're using it and what you're looking at. But I think it can work. You're right, though. This is pushing me out of my box and comfort zone. I'm just trying to think if I will use any blue on this or if it would just be pool party. Because I wanted to do, I might just do some gray on the ground. So what do you guys think? Let's vote. Let's do A is the Daffodil Delight. Okay. That's this color. B is the Peach Pie. I'll let you guys vote. And I'm going to color the hat and the slicker. And today I'm super zoomed out. I have no idea why. So hopefully you can see it well. I'll hold it up so you can kind of see it. So A is Daffodil Delight, which I love Daffodil Delight. I don't hate the color. I just don't know how, I guess in my mind, I can't picture the finished product, and that always makes me nervous. So if you're like me and you get nervous, it's okay. It'll be okay. And then B is the, I don't know if I said peach pie. Hopefully I called it the right thing. We have a pecan pie, which is a brown, and a peach pie. And if you don't have blends, you can always color it with whatever watercolor pencils you have. Or you could use like a fairly dry paintbrush. You don't want it to be saturated like you're watercoloring, but you could use a damp brush with your ink pads to add color as well. Now it won't move like watercolor paper, but it's still, you can add color. The spaces are small enough. Okay, I think peach pie won out. Joan, which one do you like? Is Joan still here? Okay. I think everyone voted that wanted to. Hopefully I didn't catch anyone in a coffee break. All right. Well, it looks like Peach Pie won out for this one. And again, I don't know how it's going to look with this. It might look fine. You're right. This is way out of my comfort zone, but that's okay. It's good to try new things, and I'll test it out for you. I'll be brave. So I'm just going to I'm not going to do a lot of blending. I'm just kind of going to add some lines in here. And then kind of use the light. So that was the dark. Okay. There's our hat and our slicker. Now he goes on like this. So when this is adhered, it goes like this. It's growing on me. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on this? And I'm gonna use some light Pool Party, which the other one I didn't even worry about coloring around the thing. So I used light Pool Party, and then I'm gonna use my color lifter just to kind of smooth that edge a little bit. I don't want it to be too big of a deal. The umbrella needs color. I'm trying to think. Oh, thank you, Linda. He is cute. So raise your hand in the comments if you get super nervous about colors and mixing. You know, we tend to get into our habits of colors we like together. And sometimes it's hard to kind of look at all the colors and mix them in a different way. So raise your hand in the comments if you're with me, or are you fearless and you just go for it every time? So Deb said blue umbrella. Oh, Misty Moonlight. So I will warn you, if you want to use Misty Moonlight, the Misty Moonlight blends are not, let me grab my blend sheet. This is Misty Moonlight. They are not like this, and they're very, very dark. So if I'm using this, now like I said, I typically go for a Night of Navy, even though it's a little bit different shade, because that one's so dark. But the Boho Blue is a great light version of Misty Moonlight. Again, those blends are still available. But you could use, if you were using if you were using the ink pads or something, that would be a great option. I just have a problem with the Misty Moonlight blends myself because the color is so dark compared to the paper. So I just feel like I don't get this coloring. Sorry, my child was asking me a question. Linda, you just jump in. Yeah, I get very nervous. I do. I'm nervous about colors, and I try to learn as much as I can. and overcome that. So you think boho blue umbrella. So let me show you the blues. This is boho blue. Or we could do a striped umbrella. I could put little stripes with my markers, and we could introduce some yellow if you want to do that. We could do each color of the peach pie, and then maybe the light daffodil. You're right, Vicky. I should take my cue from nature. It doesn't care. What do you guys think? I'm gonna do something a little down here. Something I'm gonna mix some gray in. So what do you think? We'll add in, we can bring our yellow back in, and you could even put a blue stripe in there. It could be all the colors. And we'll just, I have light boho blue, I have light daffodil, and then I have the light and dark of the orange. Actually, let's just go with the dark one. They're pretty similar. Ooh, a gray umbrella. That is an option. I think I'm going to make it fun, though. I want to make it fun. I love picking umbrellas that have fun patterns. So we could either do dots or stripes. What do you think? Let's have a little vote. Do you want polka dots? Or so it would be white, and then we'll do polka dots all over it. Or we can do stripes, and it's going to be full color. I probably won't leave very much white on it. So let's do, I forget where I'm at here. Let's do A for polka dots and B for stripes. A for polka dots, B for stripes. Hopefully I said that right. I feel very distracted this morning. And I'm thinking about for my stopper, I think I'm going to use these flowers. I can get them off. We'll use this flower stamp, and that will help us bring in some more of these orange and yellow colors. Polka dots it is. Okay, so I'm going to start with my blue here. And I'm just going to start dotting it on, kind of random. Ooh, I already put yellow on. I'm sorry, Deb. So you could color this like a light color and then put different polka dots on. This reminds me of some of the kids' umbrellas I would see on rain days. The cute little polka dots. So I don't want to go too overboard with spending a lot of time on that. So this will layer like this. And then this, let's go ahead and adhere this. And I'm just lining up kind of that score line that I made earlier so that it folds nice and nice there. So this becomes our front. I'm just going to use my bone folder. So there's our easel. Now let's start building the inside. So I'm going to put this down. And I prefer liquid glue, but you can use whatever adhesive you like. And then I'm going to put my white piece down. And remember, I made this a little smaller than normal just because I wanted more of this pattern to show. Okay. So you can adjust that however you like. So the bottom piece was 5 1/4 inch by 4. And this one was 4 3/4 inch by 3.5. And then I have this little piece to go here, but I have another piece. I just realized, well, I was thinking, you could stamp, "You've been on my mind." What do you guys think? And we could make it a square instead of a long piece. So this piece can be adjusted to whatever greeting you like. And I'm going to adhere these two pieces together. So thank you all for hanging out with me today and being part of this creative session. You know, I love it. I like to see what you would pick. Uh-oh. I goofed my paper and it wasn't flat before I creased it. Oh well. I have a little bump there, which is the whole reason why I like to score it so that I get it flat, but I made a boo-boo there. That's okay. Just going to press it down. And this will go adhered here. You only put adhesive on the bottom part. Oh, that's right. Thank you for reminding me, Vicki. I said I wanted it to be the flowers instead of a greeting. I knew I had a thought there, but it left me. Glad somebody is keeping track of me today. So I'm just trying to center it. So when it goes in your envelope, it's going to be like this, and then it'll pop up. So you're right. I said the flowers. No wonder. I looked at this and I thought I forgot what I wanted to say. So instead of "You've Been on My Mind," we could do just a note. I love this set. Again, it's available. If you're not a demonstrator, it's available May 6th. I was going to do the flowers. You're right. Thanks for reminding me. This is Vicki. I think Vicki's my keeper sometimes. I I said that, didn't I? I said, because I wanted to pull in these colors again on the inside of my card, and that reminds me. See, sometimes my mind's all over the place. That's also what happens during my creative sessions. You can ask Vicki. So I have this bigger piece that I could cut, and then we could cut a white piece. Let me see if I can find one that will fit these flowers. We can cut a little white rectangle. Hey, Joan. Just a note or hello. Thanks, Vicki. You know, like I said, some days are better than others. And this is, I mean, when I create, sometimes I am all over the place. So I'm just going to stamp these like that. And then I'm going to use this opportunity to bring back in that yellow and orange that we used up here. The blue, I don't feel like I need to do that again. And then I'll cut this piece, and we'll cut it down a little bit so that it fits together. So your bottom piece, your backstop, the part that makes your easel, that really depends on you and what you want to use. So and yes, you could what Vicki had said, let me read it because I know when this video gets uploaded later, those comments go away. You could stamp your flowers along here so that it looks like these flowers are just popped up. Now, I didn't use a green, so I'm just gonna kind of and it doesn't have to be perfect. I know sometimes we think everything has to look perfect. It doesn't. I think I'm just going to use a gray for a leaf, even though we don't really want it to be gray, but I do like to limit my color so there's only like maybe 5 or less. That's just my personal preference there. Okay, now I'm going to bring in my trimmer and I'm going to cut this, and we'll see how big it is. Trim this down a little bit. Looks like 1 3/4 by, and I think this is 1. Let's make it 1. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I made it 1 3/4 by 1. And I'm going to make this 2 by 1 1/4. So I'm just making a little bit bigger. If you don't want it this big, you could do the 1/8. You know, when you do your layer, you could make it so that not as much shows. So we're going to adhere these two together. And then I do have a strip over here. So what do we want? What do you guys think? So just a note or hello. So let's do 1 is just a note and 2 is hello. And I'm going to put these two things together. I have a brand new glue and it's getting everywhere. A little heavy-handed here. So this does have a matching die. You could die cut these. So this is going to go like this on dimensionals. And also, if you're using designer series paper and you feel like it isn't holding as well, you could cut a piece of cardstock to go on this and make it thicker. So you can have a cardstock piece, then your patterned paper, or you could just have a cardstock piece. I just want to use up my patterned paper because I have all this paper and I have strips of it left. So, hello, hello. I like, you know, I love, but I already have the hello up. I love both Just a Note and hello because I think later on, no matter what, you know, this, you could make this card, the message be anything on the inside. So I'm going to, again, I'm going to stamp this in the basic gray. Oh, that was crooked. Let's try that again. There, that one's better. So there's hello. Let me see. I have a feeling I'm going to be using this greeting Just a Note a ton. I love it. And like I said, I love the thinking of you, that it's kind of, it's smaller and, or yes, and it, it's all on one line. I really like that. I like, sometimes I just like the, thinking of you to just be very subtle. Okay, so let's put this on and then we'll decide. So you want dimensionals because you want it to stick up so it creates that stopper, oops, for your easel part. And then, and normally I leave these on, the backings on for a second, because I kind of want to see where do I want my easel to be, right? And then depending on how much you want it to stand up is where you place this. So I am just going to kind of pick right here. So I still have plenty of room to write a little message. You could always even put some white paper up here if you wanted the message to be a little more private. Or if you want to write more, you could use the back of that front. So there's our easel. And I like it. It does look bright and cherry. So we did bring in a little bit of the yellow. Now here's hello. So we would just stick it off to the side here like this. You could put it anywhere. You could put it up here, whatever your preference is. And then here is Just a Note. So either one works because we didn't put, we didn't make it super specific. And you could even stamp, this stamp set has some rain drops. If you wanted to come in with some really light raindrops, you could. Like I said, the die has some really fun pieces. Aw, thank you, Linda. So whether your fox is a girl or a boy or gender neutral or however you want it, super cute, right? I do, like I said, I do like to put the little rosy cheek, and you could still do the rosy cheek. I like to just put a little rosy cheek there, and then I use, so this is the 1000 Natural Tones, and it is in the light combo. So those colors are numbered, and they are not, they are for like skin, hair. This is a very light pink, so this is why I like to use this. Let me show you this. I don't look at that and say, ooh, skin tone, but I do say cheeks. But I love the range of the brown. So if you have not checked out the Natural Tones blends, they are amazing. And I love, love, love how they complement all the other colors we have. So I do like to do just a little swipe, and then I use my color lifter, and I just go over top of it and kind of blend it, and it just is this really great little rosy cheek. So you can add that if you like. All right, so I think hello won on our vote, but I am going to do just a note on something. I'll do it on something. I hope you guys enjoyed this card. Oops. Man, I am really heavy-handed today with my adhesives. So I just put a little bit on the side here. It could get adhered all the way down, but I just kind of left this free. It doesn't have adhesive on it. And there we go. There is our little cute little fox. So I'm trying to think. I'm going to have to figure out, maybe when I make my other one, I will use a different paper, and I will make one with a yellow slicker. Because when I think of those, and maybe it's like the Paddington Bear, I just always think of that bright yellow slicker. Deb, yes, or Joan, I'm sorry. Yes, there is a new umbrella set. That would be super cute too. So whatever you have. So if the Playing in the Rain set is on your list, it is still available as of this moment. So it's 10:14 a.m. Eastern time, but it can sell out. So I urge you to try this card layout. It's a wow layout. Think about it. If you got this in the mail and you could display this cute, beautiful easel, it doesn't matter what you put on here. And you can change this. So what do I do with my other card? You can make the easel the full front like I did for this one. Okay. It can be, this is a regular card base, and then I think this is, let me tell you, just in case you want to change it up, you can put so many things on the front. This is, this is 5 1/4 by 4, and then I did a layer that was 5 by 3 3/4, and I embossed it, and I just added a bunch of die cuts in my greeting. And so this, the full front is like this, where I adhered this one down, and then I just made the easel part my die cut. So you can really change this up however you like, and you can use whatever you have, your favorite colors, your favorite stamps. I think this would be cute as, you know, a wedding card, birthday cards, thinking of you, whatever, just because I really, really love it. I feel like there's a stamp set a new one that has a just because, but honestly, I feel like I've looked at so many things I can't remember. But this one was like number 1 on my list because I love the range of the greetings. And of course, I always love little texture stamps. So Oh, thank you, Linda. Thanks, Deb. I love this. So again, super easy. Before I go, I'm going to give you the measurements one more time. So if you're familiar with making Z-fold cards, it's the same measurements. Okay. So this is 4 1/4 inch by 11. So a half sheet of cardstock this direction. You score it at 5.5. That's our regular card, right? Normal card. And then you score that in half again. And instead of folding it back on itself, you fold it inside like this so that it pops up. And then you can add your layers however you like. So this one I used die cuts. Let me tell you, in case you don't have die cuts. Oh, thank you, Christy. This was 2 3/4 by, I think it was 4 1/4. Yeah, 4 1/4, and then the stamped part was 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. So you could change that however you want. You could use circles. You could use whatever you want here. But if you just want to do rectangles you cut with your trimmer, that's what I did here. You could use a patterned piece of paper in place of this embossed layer. If you don't have a bunch of die cuts, you could use a patterned piece of paper that's beautiful. And if you guys, let me just show you this paper really quick that I have. You could use this paper. And I do have a class I'm going to do with this paper. And just trust me when I say you want it. So this is some new paper coming May 6th. It's called Beautiful Gallery. You've probably seen loads of demonstrators using it. Here's a card that I made with it the other day. It is in the suite with that beautiful motifs. So there's all these gorgeous, gorgeous scenes with this paper. Gorgeous flowers. I love this. And you could mat this to a piece of cardstock and have it just pop up and have this beautiful, beautiful paper, isn't it pretty, be the showcase of your easel card. And we have loads of papers right now that have scenes on them or just beautiful beautiful papers. Joan, there's just a because in the blooming phrases. Okay, I'll have to look those up. I don't think I have those. Thank you, Joan, for that. I know I used to have a stamp set that had just because, and it retired, and it's somewhere down in my stamps, and I loved it. And of course, I love just a note because, you know, sometimes we send cards just to say hi to somebody, and it's okay to use those very general greetings on your cards. I know I want to send some out this week. I've been way behind on my mailing. I took the week of Easter off, the Holy Week, and I literally did not even come in my room. So, and then they fold flat. And let me tell you a little tip. I take a clean block and I lay it on top of there so that it kind of goes flat for a while and fits in my envelope nicely. But this one is the same thing. I just left it under a block and kind of helped that crease calm down a bit. So you can do that and leave it. What do you guys think? I hope you love it. So also, if you guys have any questions about the new Stampin' Rewards, please let me know. Our next paper pumpkin is this May Mountain Majesties, and it just looks gorgeous. I'm really excited about it. You have until May 10th to claim it. And with this paper pumpkin, the price increased by $2. Actually the shipping increased, but Stampin' Up! Decided to just increase the product cost so that when you subscribe, or even if you have the prepaid, you earn the rewards up front. But if you have the monthly subscription, you're going to earn $2 back in Stampin' Rewards when you get your monthly subscription. So this is awesome. And remember, you can bank those, Stampin' Rewards. Okay, I just want to make sure. I think I froze there for a second. You can bank those and use them. They're to use on a future order. So you might save them up for something big that you want. You have 1 year to use them, and your dashboard will tell you. Now, you do have to claim your subscription and opt in with your Stampin' Up account in order to do that. And even if you're just buying Paper Pumpkin, you may decide later that you want note cards, or maybe a different ink color, or maybe even a greeting stamp set or an image stamp set that you want to go along with those Paper Pumpkin stamps you've been collecting. So you never know, or you may want to use it toward the quarterly dies. So please keep that in mind. I want you to get the most money back and have your money working for you as best as it can. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me. But that next kit looks like it's right up my alley. I love mountains. Excuse me. Okay, so any questions? Do you guys have any questions about our card today? Thank you so much. I love these. I just think they're so fun. And you can use tons of pretty papers. Oh, thank you for the love. Well, everyone, I hope you have a beautiful day. It is going to be a rainy one here. So I do have a busy day of some errands, and I'm going to my niece's band concert tonight, so I'm pretty excited about that. But I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I am going to do a short video next Saturday, but I'm going to have some family in, so we're going to do something quick. I'm not sure what yet, but it's just going to be a tutorial, and it's just going to be a quick card. And then I have scheduled to do a walkthrough. So again, if you need an annual catalog, let me know. If you're local, you can just come pick one up. And the rest of you should have, that live far away, that are my customers, should have received one from Stampin' Up. So let me know if you didn't get it. I do need to know if it didn't arrive. So, all right. Thanks everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.